Anything else? Is there a desire to move that up earlier in the agenda or leave it where it's at? Leave it where it's at. Any other changes? I'll entertain to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second. To move and second to approve the agenda as amended. Any remarks? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The agenda is approved. We'll go to audience comments. We'll start with Victoria Stowe, please.
Hi, my name is Victoria Stowe, and I have been speaking with a few of the people in City Council, Ken and Ty, on the related issue of the 114 Ashland Main Road, which is, I guess, considered a private road, although it doesn't state that. There were some discrepancies in the conversation that was presented last Monday, and I just would like to highlight my versions of those statements. One of the statements that was made was that the cost to revise the road and bring it up to code was $1.5 million. That is an off-the-cuff estimate per Ken from the city engineer. So there are no estimates. There is no concrete proof that that's what it costs to redo that road. Second of all, we were looking into just fixing the pothole. We cannot do that due to reasons that we keep getting back from the asphalters. It would make no sense to do that since the road isn't elevated and at the proper amount of inches it would still create a flooding issue. So that was one. Another statement that was made was there are only 2 people on the street that would be willing to pay to get that road fixed. That is not true. I can come up with a notarized statement from 8 different people on the street that are willing to work with the City of Pacific to get a temp revision of that road repaired. I have provided estimates. I got 5 estimates from 5 asphalt companies, the top being $11,000, the low being $7,005, and that is to repair 175 feet of the road and bring it up to code for a road and repair the hole. So that was another discrepancy there. I do have those estimates, and I'm more than willing to provide them to anybody that would like to see them. We're proposing that City of Pacific help us fix that road because it's affecting many people. I spoke with Waste Management today, and I have 2 names, and I will get a signed statement from them letting the city know that this is an emergency situation. The road is getting worse by the minute, and that it is what the Waste Management guy talked to me about today is that instead of going over the crater pothole, he's now going to the other side. And anyone knows that will weaken the other side and create the same thing happening from road to road. So we are proposing that the City of Pacific pay for the repair, and we, the homeowners, get repaired, get paid back at full to the city, plus a 15% administrative fee, which I'm unclear on what that means, but it's to use, I'm assuming, their billing system. The other issue was, the statement about the city attorney saying that this is a gift of funds. I've contacted Mr. Luce. He was unable to verify that there was even a conversation, and I'm not saying there was or there wasn't. He's just unable to verify that. He called me twice. Second time he said he placed several phone calls to Ken and was unable to get a hold of him. So I'm asking that the City of Pacific go forth and put this on a City Council agenda to be voted for. Cy and I and Ken did agree to table this until January of 2013, I think? 14. And I'm unclear on why that needs to be, but was more than willing, because I have an agenda to try to get a repair to our road. I've also got letters from USPS and the post office. So I can provide any and all of that proof to the council, to anyone that needs to see what it is we're really after. And all we're really asking is to grant us the funds with full payback and 15%, and try to get our road back to, you know, they love to tell me that it's the only road in Pacific that has a hole that big in it.
I'm going to have to ask you to wrap up.
Okay, that's it, thank you.
Thank you. Is there any action desired by council?
I think it should go to the Public Works Committee, and then do their investigation and bring it to the council with their recommendation and report.
Okay, any objection to referring the matter to Public Works Committee? Ken, go ahead.
Just for the record, Wednesday when I met with Sean from HCL, I formally requested in writing an engineering assessment to bring the road up to current city standards. And we should be receiving that within about 2 weeks. So probably about the time for Public Works.
Okay. All right, so without objection, the item is referred to the Public Works Committee.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can you work with Ms. Stowe to get the estimates for the cities of 100 to 11,000 and provide the details so we can make sure we're looking on the same, we're looking at the same standards?
All right. Thank you. Shirley Thompson.
I'm Shirley Thompson, 416 2nd Avenue Southeast, Pacific, Washington. And my question is, why are we wasting money for a senior director when rarely is she there? I think she was there 10 minutes today. I did see her.
Is this related to your...
I don't know. I haven't talked to her.
That could be brought under my, yes.
So
You want me to wait?
Well, why don't you go ahead and I'll look to Councilmember Steiger to see if there's any overlap and we might call you back
I
up.
would say there probably is overlap.
Okay. So
Is it
do
overlapping?
you have time to come up
I
with...
can wait
Okay,
later.
let's do that.
That would be all right.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. And if I forget to call you up, I hope that you'll raise your hand.
Oh, I'll remember.
Throw it. Any other audience comment on items not on the agenda tonight? Come on.
Not sure if you're correct. Mark, I just want to say thank you, Councilmember Pulte, for withdrawing the motion that has been on the table to attempt to regulate churches and other nonprofits. I appreciate you withdrawing that, and you're not considering that. I just wanted to say that. Well, thank you.
Any other audience remarks for things not on the agenda? All right, we'll move on. Report. And the mayor's not here tonight. Does anybody have a report to give on behalf of the mayor? If not, we'll move on. Finance.
Finance Committee meeting tomorrow night. I reported that we are redoing the 2012 manually. We're in almost done with April at this point. And I am spending probably between 30 and 40% of my time on public records requests. So it's a slow go.
Anything from the chair? Nothing further. Any questions? Councilmember Steiger.
Yes, I have. Have we, I've been gone quite a bit because of my illness, but have we received any billings or have we made any payables to Perkins?
The one that was given to me on the court order,
And how much was that for? Do you recall?
40, 43, 40 something. It was on the court order.
Okay, thank
And
you.
it was probably 3 months ago, 4 months ago.
Okay, that is the one that read mandated, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. There's been nothing else.
Any other questions? All right, we'll move on. Court statistics. I don't believe they were in your book, but we all got an email, and I think a paper copy's been handed out. Public safety. I have nothing to report. Questions? Anything from the chair? No.
Well, it's been out into the newspapers and everything else that the our police department is under attack again by the mayor. And when I'm looking this over and everything else, I see our front office written all over it. It's a bad deal.
Any questions? We'll move on. Public Works, Community Development.
A couple weeks ago, Josh had asked for a buildable lands report for residential buildable lands. Paula finished that for me about a week ago. And our buildable lands is 345 if everybody platted them to the smallest thing. And that was it right now.
One buildable lot right now, yeah. We're working on that. Anything from the chair? Oh, any questions? All right, we'll move on. Community Senior News Service.
We haven't had a no.
Okay, any questions for the non-report? No, we'll move on. City Council. Member Geiger.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hang on.
I did have one other thing. I'd like to, and I talked to Clint and Gary about this, but I was asking about changing the Public Works Committee meeting to the 10th instead of the 3rd, because the 4th is a holiday.
Any objections to changing that to the 10th on the 3rd? No? Okay.
You can be there.
I will be,
It's 7 o'clock.
So let's make sure there's a record of that. The Public Works Committee meeting originally scheduled for July 3rd at 7 p.m. in City Hall, now July 10th at 7 p.m. in City Hall, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Anything else that you forgot?
No.
Sure.
I had it in my notes.
Not that he remembers. Right. All right, we're back to City Council reports. Councilmember Geiger.
I'd like to schedule a special meeting for this Wednesday at 6:30 for council to consider contracting professional services. And I will get the information out to you prior to the meeting. Okay? So we will be, as council president, I am scheduling a meeting, a special meeting Wednesday at 6:30 right here.
Special meeting called by the council president for Wednesday, June 26th at 6:30 p.m. in City Council chambers to consider a professional services proposal?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions?
I may not be able to make that.
Very well done. All right. Anything else, Councilmember Geiger? Okay. Any other city council reports? None?
Oh, I guess
Councilmember Geiger.
I'm sorry, I do want to say something. Kudos to the police department, Stephanie Shook, LT, for the bike rodeo that they put on. They did an excellent job. My understanding, there were 90 kids that participated this year, so it's growing every year. I was fortunate enough to be the keeper of the gate. I got to let the kids in one at a time, so that was kind of fun. But anyway, I want to say kudos to the police department. This is the 5th annual, I think. And so it seems to be growing and doing a really good job. And it was nice to see that, for those that don't know, the principal of Alpaca Elementary, Diane Collier, is retiring this year, and the police department also presented her with a nice little gift and thanking her for all her services over there as well. So that was pretty nice. It was fun to be a part of it.
I just wanted to make one comment. There seems to be an extra bicycle in my shed that my wife wants to donate towards the bicycle rodeo next year. Thank you. Need a little bit of touch-up, but
That was kind of fun too. The kids that did win bikes, they donated their old bike, and that got raffled off as well. So it was kind of cool too to watch. It was pretty good. Kids are awesome. Anyway.
Any other reports? Seeing none, we'll move on. Personnel. none. Committee boards, park board. No report tonight. Civil service. No report tonight. Planning. We'll get one of them. South King County Transportation Board. No report. Pierce County Regional Council.
And
No report. We only got two left. Sound Cities Association.
So I did attend the meeting last Wednesday. There were a few items that were on the docket for discussion. Of course, the biggest item that was discussed, Sound Cities, is supporting the transportation package that's down there at Olympia, it's being held hostage. And but anyway, so there was quite a bit of discussion regarding the transportation package and what it was looking like last Wednesday. Of course, since last Wednesday, it's changed a few times, and so I'm not even sure what it looks like today. But it looks like it might actually get passed, I'm thinking. But that was the word that I got today that I saw. There were some other discussions regarding the King County Flood Control District, and they were mostly talking about Green River. There was a little bit of discussion regarding the White River and how they're moving forward with that project. Also, there was talked about some upcoming events, that there's going to be the next SBA networking dinner will be September 25th at Snoqualmie Ridge Golf Course, and Attorney General Bob Ferguson will be attending that. And also the one November 20th, they have not determined the location, and Governor Jay Inslee will be attending that one as well. I did attend the workshop prior to that meeting, which I found pretty interesting. It was put on by Ogden Murphy Wallace, and it was regarding public records, open public meetings, and social media. And I'll make copies for all of council that they'll have an opportunity to see the PowerPoint. But it was pretty interesting in talking about what applies and what doesn't apply to Open Meetings Act, in regards to emails and texting and those kinds of things, and in using your personal laptops and stuff like that, because they were talking about, they call that metadata, how they can track where it comes from, and if you're doing business and using a personal email, they can actually track that, and all of your personal emails can now become public records and be requested. So there was a lot of discussion regarding that, which is really not new. It was just kind of a refresher for everybody to remind her in the new day and age of social media, and they strongly advise against cities as a whole using social media. Anyway, that was it. Because I will get copies for all council for that presentation.
Questions? Do you have that electronically?
I didn't, but I can get it.
Okay, thanks. Valley Regional Fire Authority.
Yes, I have, Councilman Dyer asked me to check to see if the antique fire engine would be available for the Pacific Days Parade for the city council. And Eric Robertson says he would make that available for us.
Can we wrap off with this break? Any questions? All right, we'll move on. I don't believe we had any public hearings scheduled tonight. Am I correct? All right, we'll go to old business. Item